Welcome to another episode of That's Right with Chris Voss, and I am Chris Voss, and I have the pleasure of being here today with Rachel Losser. Rachel, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
So, is it a ridiculous idea? Are you against sharing with a little bit with our viewers about your business and your journey?
I would love to. So I've been doing project management my whole career, and my number one life's passion is helping big companies navigate like big, icky, messy projects.
Yeah.
So I started my career as a project manager, and over the course of all the projects and everything that I've done, I've been able to pick up a couple of tips and tricks and a lot of strategies that help make project delivery successful. So now my team and I do that for large corporations, and we're seeing a lot of success and a lot of wins with our clients on a regular basis.
All right, so what are some of the common challenges your clients face?
I think there's a lot of common challenges that you see in companies, whether it be a lack of resources or maybe just a lack of skills. But ultimately, I think the biggest challenge that companies have is how do they set up a structure where they can create accountability and deal with all the characters in the room and still get the job that they need to done?
Right, okay. Create accountability without making people feel accused, probably. Dealing with everybody's a character, so getting them to work together as a team. What strategies do you use with them to show them that you understand them and their challenges?
Absolutely. There's a lot of ways that I can engage with my clients and people that we're working with to help make them feel heard, applying a lot of your strategies and your teachings in terms of mirrors, labels, and ultimately just making sure that the other side that I'm working with feels heard. And that can also mean meeting them where they are in terms of the pace that they want to move. Some folks want to move very quickly and they want me to come in guns blazing. Other folks want to be really methodical, really thoughtful, really do a lot of planning in their project delivery. So you have to know what your audience is looking for and how you're able to kind of tailor your method to that.
Right, so you've got, in advance, you got to make it feel heard. And you got to meet them where they are. So that's the objective. And the strategies are typically labels and mirrors to kind of suss it out, diagnose it a little bit, let them know that you know where they are.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll bet you can share a time when you navigated a difficult situation using tactical empathy, using mirrors and labels.
Absolutely. The number one challenge when it comes to projects, and we work with a lot of IT companies, we work with a lot of marketing organizations. The number one challenge is always the people side of the project. And very recently, one of our clients was doing an ERP implementation. That's the software that runs a manufacturing organization. And those projects are huge. There's a lot of people involved, and it can be a lot of change and a lot of hours that get put in by the team. And oftentimes, especially through these change conversations, leaders really want to dismiss what the team is going through or their concerns.
Right.
And that's very detrimental because all people want is to feel heard. So in this particular example, we're going into this team that's very sort of told to me that they're set in their ways. They don't really want to change. They're a problem team. And we went in with the notion that there's probably something valid there and there's a concern that we need to address. So through interviews and through some just deep listening, we were able to assess what the real issues are. And what actually ended up happening is there was a big gap in what the project plan was and what the delivery was going to be. So we took that, we addressed the gap, and we were able to have a successful launch.
Wow. So I would imagine at this point in time, you realize that if you hear from the leader of the team set in their ways, that's code speak for, you now know that they don't feel heard. And they're management's not listening to them, and there's a gap. And because they don't feel heard, then they're digging their heels in. They're set in their ways.
Absolutely. And even just from the act of listening, even if we're not able to sort of quell the issues, just because we took the time to hear them out and let them know, even though they've expressed their concerns, we have to move forward, they feel better about the whole process.
All right, so it's not, and this is the that's right moment. I mean, making somebody feel heard creates their ability to get unstuck, and it sounds to me like that's what happened here. Do you remember the specifics of the moment when they felt heard and you created the turning point?
Absolutely. So in this particular example, and I'm going to get a little bit technical on you, there is a very specific nuance about how we were going to tackle things in the warehouse, and the project team was in one camp, and the rest of the folks were in another camp, and couldn't reach an agreement until we were able to dig in. I had the aha moment with them, and I was able to say, okay, so here's the issue we're seeing, or this is why this is a concern. And I saw the relief wash over them to say,
Right.
finally, someone gets it. And then we were able to move forward.
Right. Yeah, you triggered it in them. The relief washing over them. That's the moment.
That's the moment.
All right. Gratifying. Very gratifying.
For everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone wants to learn more about you, how to work with you, how to work with your team, how do they find you? How do they have the privilege of working with you?
Absolutely. I love connecting with people and having conversations about projects. The best way to get a hold of me by far is to connect with me on LinkedIn. And I've got a booking link there, so anyone could just set up a meeting with me to talk about projects.
Rachel Losser. Are there any other Rachel Lossers? How do they know you from the others?
Rachel Losser, Losser Consulting Solutions. You can find me on LinkedIn, or if you wanted, you could visit my website, losserconsultingsolutions.com.
Okay, amazing. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.